You ever see a headline that just stops you in your tracks? Well, a single sentence just dropped that moved $1 billion and sent a huge shockwave through the market. But here's the thing, the most important number isn't even in the headline, and we're going to find it.
Here it is. Michael Saylor's strategy bought 13,927 Bitcoin worth $1 billion. Now, this isn't just some casual tweet, right? This is a major declaration. It's a huge move by a massive player with a truly staggering amount of money. But what's really going on behind these words?
I mean, it's easy to see those big, flashy numbers and kind of glaze over. But the most crucial detail, the real story here, isn't something they tell you outright. To find it, we've got to pull this sentence apart and look at the who, the what, and of course, the how much.
So, let's do exactly that. We're going to deconstruct this deal. We'll start with who's doing the buying, then look at what they bought, and finally, we'll get to that jaw-dropping price tag. It's the only way to really understand the scale of what just happened.
Okay, first up, the buyer. Now, when you see strategy here, that's code. It's referring to MicroStrategy, a company that has become world famous for one thing, making Bitcoin a huge part of its corporate identity. So when these guys buy, it's not just a trade. It's them doubling, even tripling down on their entire mission.
So a company with that kind of intense focus, what do they go out and grab? The sheer size of what they bought is just as important as who they are.
13,927 Bitcoin. Now, to put that number into perspective for you, the entire global Bitcoin network only creates about 900 new coins per day. So this one single purchase just took more than 2 weeks of the world's entire new supply completely off the market. Just gone. And, a shopping spree of that size, well, it comes with a pretty hefty receipt. This is the number that gets you on the front page. $1 billion. Just let that number hang in the air for a second. That is a massive, massive deployment of capital. When you place $1 billion bet like that, you're not just hoping it goes up, you're screaming to the world that you believe in the future of this asset. So we have the two big pieces of the puzzle, right? We have the total cost, $1 billion, and we have the total number of coins. And this is where it gets really good, because by putting these two numbers together, we can find the most important piece of info that wasn't in the headline at all, the average price they paid for each coin. And this right here, this is how we find that key insight. This price per coin gives us a benchmark. It tells us exactly where a huge institution saw value and decided to pull the trigger. So here are our inputs. Plain and simple. $1 billion spent. 13,927 Bitcoin acquired. The math is actually pretty straightforward. You just take the total cost and divide it by the total number of Bitcoin. And there it is, an average price of around $71,795 per Bitcoin. Now, why does this matter so much? Because that number is now a psychological line in the sand. It shows the entire market the exact price where a huge player had billion-dollar conviction. So now that we've found all the pieces and we've uncovered that hidden insight, let's go back and put that original sentence back together. You'll see it reads very differently now. Reading this again, it just hits different, doesn't it? It's not just a headline anymore. Behind those words, you can now see the calculated player, the absolutely massive quantity, the staggering cost, and most importantly, that critical insight, the specific price where they planted their flag. So let's just do a quick recap. We went from a simple, one-line headline to a much deeper strategic analysis. We figured out who the player was, the insane quantity they bought, the billion-dollar cost, and the real prize, we calculated their average buying price. It just goes to show you how a little bit of math can unlock the real story behind the news. And that, of course, leaves us with the billion-dollar question. We've seen the move. We know the price. Now that a major player has put a new benchmark in the ground at over $71,000 a coin, the whole world is just sitting back and watching to see what happens next.